The cashier froze mid-scan, stared at the screen, then whispered, "Sir, this card belongs to your wife." Jason hadn't come to the grocery store to be a hero. He came because his fridge was empty and his apartment felt even emptier. It was a Tuesday night in Ohio. Late. Quiet. The kind of quiet that makes your own thoughts sound louder than they should. Jason stood in line with a plastic basket full of frozen dinners, cereal, and one cheap vanilla candle he didn't remember picking up. In front of him was a woman holding a little boy on her hip. The boy's sneakers were too small, the backs crushed flat. The woman's hoodie had old paint stains and a tear near the sleeve. She counted each item on the conveyor belt with her finger, lips moving slightly like she was doing math she couldn't afford to mess up. Jason noticed because he used to count like that. The cashier scanned the last item and said, "That'll be $86.43. The woman's face fell instantly. She tried to smile. It didn't land. She reached into her wallet, pulled out a debit card, then stopped. Her hand shook just enough to be noticeable. Could you take off the diapers?" she asked quietly. The little boy tightened his arms around her neck. Jason felt a tight pull in his chest. He knew that moment, that exact second when pride and panic collide. The cashier nodded and started removing items. "And the milk, too," the woman added, barely audible. Jason stared at the floor tiles. Gray, cracked, familiar. He told himself not to get involved. He told himself he didn't have much either. He told himself it wasn't his problem. Then the little boy turned around and looked at him. No tears, no words, just a long, curious look. Jason stepped forward before his brain could catch up. "I've got it." The woman turned fast. "Oh, no, you don't have to." "It's okay," Jason said quickly. "Really, please." She hesitated, then nodded, eyes filling. The cashier scanned everything back. Jason slid his card across the counter and deliberately didn't look at the total. Because if he did, he might stop himself. The receipt printed. The bags were filled. Jason handed them over. The woman was crying now quietly, trying not to draw attention. "Thank you," she said. "You don't know how much this helps." Jason shrugged. "Yeah, I kinda do." She shifted the boy on her hip. "I'm Sarah." "Jason." "Thank you, Jason," she said again, like she needed to repeat it to believe it was real. Jason turned to leave. That's when the cashier spoke. "Sir? Wait." Jason stopped. She was staring at the screen, confused, then pale. She tilted it toward him. "Sir, this card belongs to your wife." Jason's breath vanished. "That's not possible," he whispered. The name on the screen stared back at him. Emily Carter. The cashier swallowed. "It's connected to a donation account, a family assistance fund." Jason's hands began to shake. Memories flooded in all at once. Emily in the hospital bed, too thin, smiling anyway. Emily filling out paperwork late at night. Emily saying softly, "Promise me you won't stop it when I'm gone." Jason had assumed the money ran out years ago. Apparently it hadn't. "This account," the cashier continued, "has helped dozens of families. Groceries, rent, prescriptions, over the last 3 years. Jason couldn't stand anymore. He walked outside and sat down hard on the curb. And for the first time since the funeral, he cried without holding back. Not quiet tears, not polite tears, the kind that shake your shoulders and empty something heavy from your chest. Sarah came outside a moment later, bags in her arms. "Are you okay?" she asked, alarmed. Jason looked up at her, eyes red, chest aching. "She did this," he said. "Who?" "My wife." Sarah slowly sat beside him. He told her everything, about Emily, about the cancer, about the card, about thinking kindness had died with her. Sarah wiped her eyes. "My husband passed away 2 years ago," she said. "I've been angry ever since, at everything." Jason let out a broken laugh. "Seems like the people we love don't stop showing up." The little boy slid off Sarah's lap and climbed onto Jason's knee without asking. Jason didn't move him. A year later, Jason is at the same grocery store every Tuesday night. Not shopping, watching, helping. Quietly stepping in when cards decline and eyes drop to the floor. The fund has a name now. Emily's hands. Jason doesn't think kindness fixes everything, but he knows it keeps people going long enough to heal. Sometimes when he walks home at night, he swears he smells vanilla in the air. And for the first time in a long time, Jason doesn't feel alone.